Keep that no filter. What did you think about? I know you touched on it just a minute ago, but overall, what did you think of Gervonta's fight with Santa Cruz?
I didn't see the fight. I'm gonna
Okay.
be honest. I don't watch any of these guys' fights.
You didn't
Um,
see the Haney fight over Saturday too?
I didn't. No, I
Okay.
didn't see the fight with Haney. All I did
I know you
was
said it was
honestly,
the Eagle champion performance, so I was thinking you got a chance to watch the fight, but
nah. I already know what I expect from these guys, so I'm like, what's the point in watching it? I don't tune in, and I don't need to. They got a long way to keep going to get to where I'm at. You know what I mean? And in fact, they need to fight me. You know what I mean, to get to that point. And but going back to that with Tank, I go off of what people were talking about and what they're saying. And from seeing everything, from seeing you tweet and everything like that, kind of looks at that where you're like, okay, he's doing something, or Santa Cruz is getting the best out of him. But I think a lot of people forget that too. So with Tank, man, he's definitely a strong fighter, definitely someone that comes forward and everything. But you gotta have power to stop that. You know what I mean? You gotta have something so that these guys can respect you. The reason why Loma didn't come
who
in with
probably
me.
got more dynamite, you or Tank? Who you think got more dynamite? I know it's hard. You can't say until you fight a guy, but you feel like everyone talks about his power. Do you feel like yours is just as good or
No,
better?
yeah, of course. I'm still growing. You know what I mean? My power is still I still have so much more to grow. You know what I mean? I'm the bigger guy and I hit a lot harder. You know what I mean? The whole thing now is just really if we make that fight happen. Floyd, everybody heard what Floyd said. Floyd had to say that, he wants another fight for Tank before he fights me. So obviously that's out the list. You know what I mean? Then we got Devin, we got Ryan, we got Luke, we got anybody else from the 35 division. We have my mandatory. Apparently I got 2 mandatories. I didn't know that.
But you got 3?
Shit. I'm talking about from one division. I don't know what happened from one sanction, from one body sanction. I guess I got like 2. Not George Kambosos and the other guy that beat Diego Magdaleno.
Oh yeah, Isaac Cruz. Esau Cruz.
Yeah,
That'd be a good fight.
yeah.
I mean, he comes. That'd be a more fan friendly fight, I think. But
and that's the thing though. Those are the type of fights that I like to generate off of is what kind of fights are gonna make it spectacular, or something where all the fans are like, yo, I want to see this fight. And we just gotta wait and see. We hit in total about 4 million views in total, or 4.2 million views with the Loma fight. It's big numbers. It's good numbers. He's trying to see what else we can get now.
Well, he's supposed to be the little Mexican Tyson, but you're from Brooklyn, so let's find out who really got more Tyson in him. And that'd be a good fight. That'd be a fun matchup. But you touched on it for a second. Davis, he said, I'm not sure if we'll ever fight. I just fought at 30. He's going to 140 soon. Do you think that fight will happen at some point, or that's one we may never see?
I don't know. If I stay here a little longer, the only thing is that it is getting a little bit more of a difficult thing, because I'm stopping how can I say, I'm stopping my my strengths and my abilities of doing more. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to make the 35 more. You know what I mean? That's the issue. That is the issue. You know what I mean? If I stay at 35, what am I gonna? Is my power not gonna be there as much as it would be if I just kept going along and moving at 40? Or is my speed not gonna be there? Or just certain things. So that's the thing that we have to go back with my team about, and talk about. It's like, how do I feel? Because, making this weight, I don't know if it was probably from the 10-month layoff, whatever it was. You know what I mean? We got the job done. I felt great making the weight. It's just, I guess I felt too light making the weight, I should say. Yeah.
And just to touch with Haney again, what would you guys talk about? Anything you could share on that FaceTime when you called him after you won the fight against Lomachenko?
No, my father actually came in the video afterwards. We were talking. He was like, "Congrats, champ," and I said, "Thanks." My father came. He's like, "We're coming after you," and everybody just starts laughing. The whole thing, I just told him, like, do your thing. He said he's gonna knock out Gamboa, and that's how he's gonna get his respect and everything. And obviously he didn't come through, but I wish nothing but the best for him. He's calling me out. Everybody calling me out like I'm about to give out free belts or something. Everybody gotta be careful. Don't use my name like that. But now it just comes to a point like who's gonna be next and who's willing to what do they bring? Really, what do they bring to the table? Because I do a lot of the promoting. I do a lot of the, but Devin Haney talks a lot, so that helps as well. We just got to wait and see. We have great fights that we're planning to make in 2021 for all the fight fans. That way we make that, we make big fights happen. We just can't have all the big fights happen all at once because then there's no more big fights.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yep. So the fans, even though they want to make these type of fights happen right now, if we give them everything right now, they're not going to be happy 3, 4, or 5 years from now because there's not going to be that many exciting fights happening. So you have to expand that. You have to expand those fights.
Yeah, like as a fan, I hate to say this because you just want to see the best fight the best right away. But honestly, a fight with you and Haney, a fight with you and Ryan is still early. It could still be 3, 4 times bigger than it is right now. So yeah,
there's a lot of things, So I know, I'm all about the fans and I'm all about what they want and everything, The whole thing now, really though, is just about what does that do for me though?
Is that close on that? Is that the most personal fight you could be made, or is there no bad blood personal fight to be made in the division?
Nah, there's nobody. Honestly, everybody would just get, the same treatment. Everybody will lose. You know what I mean? So that's really what it comes to. I know what I can do when it comes to my abilities and everything. And, I just can't wait. I can't wait to get back in the ring. I can't wait. I'm already starting to work out, even though I got this boot on my right foot. But, just finding different ways to stay at least active throughout the whole time, because I know that these guys are hungry. They want all my belts, Why
do they come up short, Teofimo? If they get their opportunity at the king of the division, why do they come up short?
Same way Loma came up short. The thing is that I'm hungrier. You know what I mean? You got to have that grit. I bite down when I need to, even when it comes to the last round, whatever it is. If I get cut, anything, I'm just a fighter, man. I'm going to go out there. It's all about how bad you want it. And I don't think any of these cats, and I know for a fact they don't want it as bad as I do. And that's what makes me the difference from everyone else. Don't get me wrong. They're great talents. We could definitely make big fights happen, and we are. You know what I mean? And we are. The whole thing now is just about who's gonna be beneficial for me right now.
And you love Brooklyn. You're the first undisputed guy since we had guys like Judah and Tyson and Bo. How does that feel to put Brooklyn on the map? And Teo, those guys were so talented, and after they got undisputed champ, they couldn't hold it for long because distractions or what else. How do you make sure you don't become like those other great Brooklyn fighters? And how's it feel to put Brooklyn on the map?
I'm honored, bro. I honestly, this is all surreal to me. Even to this day, just the fact that putting on for Brooklyn and everything, just doing that and knowing where it goes back to, you have Mike Tyson, like you said, and just so many guys that you have Zab Judah and all these athletes, all these great fighters, man. And all the guys that I looked up to coming into this, and the fact that now I'm at that position, and I'm there now, it's about like, okay, what did they do wrong for me not to do that, So, of course, I'm staying myself secluded in some areas. That way I don't get myself into trouble, or I don't get into any certain things to get me distracted or put me in some kind of deep hole. You know what I mean? So,
because you were exposed to some of that stuff at a really young age, right? Like,
Oh no! I was 13 going into strip clubs and everything.
Well, I didn't want to say that. You told me that, but I didn't know if you wanted that.
Yeah, I kind of had like I enjoyed everything from like 13 all the way to like 20. I enjoyed for those 7 years. I partied hard. I clubbed hard. I mean, everything in the book. And I think it comes to now is,
down in Florida, right?
Well, yeah, Florida was mainly where I would go, and I'll be at. And the whole thing, man, now it comes to a point, though, it's like, what's better, just to do all that when you retire or do them while you still can now and kind of miss the opportunities of other things that could be bigger, and that's for my career. This is an investment right here, and I'm using my youth and my age to benefit off of that.
And lastly, to close, man, when do you want to fight next, and what are you hearing as a return date, champ?
We're talking about, we're going back and forth right now. We're trying to figure out with Madison Square Garden to see if we can actually have, some fans in the arena, and then, maybe talk about the Hard Rock Stadium in Florida. That'll be nice too. Those are two places that I would love to fight. Now is the Allegiant Stadium in Vegas and the Hard Rock Stadium in Florida. Obviously, definitely another place I would love to is the O2 Arena in the UK, be another place. But the whole thing now is just about who and are we going to be able to have the fans, at least some type of fans in the arena. I know they did it for Tank and Leo Santa Cruz, so I know it's possible. It's just all about if the governor is going to allow it for that state or anything like that. So, that really comes to it. We're talking about March, April, you know what I mean? And coming back to any of those locations. And the fight, we just got to wait and see. I don't think there's many big fights at 140 as there will be at 135. That's true. I think that the only big fight at 140, I think for myself, will be the Ramirez-Taylor fight, which will be huge. And but we just weighing our options right now.
Thank you so much, Tio. Have a great one, man. Congrats again on that amazing victory over Lomachenko. Thanks so much, brother.
Thank you, Sean. See you, man.